Hey, what's up guys? Grant Collins here. I'm a cybersecurity student, and last video or a few videos ago I did a video on how I got my internship, my summer internship for IT security. And in today's video I'm just going to briefly outline my resume and what I have on my resume as a cybersecurity student. So without further ado, let's go ahead and transition over to the computer, and I'll just give you a brief outline of the structure of my, let's just transition. Okay, like I said, this is going to be pretty basic in overview, but I'm just going to go ahead and start out with the resume here. So let's go ahead and transition to the computer, and I'll show you what I have. Some of the things here are going to be blurred out because I don't want to share personal information, of course. So just keep that in mind. My resume is pretty simple. Basically, I organize it into just having like an overall objective, summary of skills, education, and then I do my work history and then the things that distinguish me from the competition. And so the objective here for me personally is, read is an aspiring IT professional with an interest in cybersecurity seeking a full-time internship for summer of 2020. And basically, I say IT professional with an interest in cybersecurity for a reason. I don't want to limit myself to just IT security specifically, especially when we think about how IT security internships are pretty rare, and you never know what kind of opportunities you could have just in general IT as well. And so I always like to say I have an emphasis in cybersecurity, but it doesn't mean that I'm limited to cybersecurity. So it's just a way to say, hey, I'm interested, but I'm still I'm still just interested in IT in general. For my summary of skills, I always put things, for me personally, I value authenticity, and that may not bring me too far, I guess, maybe when it comes to the resume process, I don't know. But I put the things that I actually know what I know how to do. I'm not gonna put on a whole bunch of stuff that I have no idea what I'm doing. That would, to me, be silly, because then in an interview, if they say, okay, we see you've done some work in, I don't know, let's say Wireshark, and so how do you do this command? Or, you know, maybe they won't do that, but you never know. I want to be authentic. So I always, for my skills, put some authentic skills. For my education, my high school diploma is blurred out. I don't really want people knowing where I went to high school, but I do put my GPA. And of course, for my university, I just say I'm, a current sophomore, and I tell you where the university is at. Honors and distinctions, basically this is what's gonna take me or separate me from the crowd. And so having this in mind, I'm trying to think of different things that I've done that other students or other people in my position haven't done. And for me personally, a lot of what I have, some of my YouTube stuff is on here. I have some of the companies that I've represented. I have just some different online activities and forums that I run, and just different clubs that I'm interested in or that I work or that I'm involved in at school. Now, when it comes to honors and distinctions, don't get me wrong, there's always an importance to have a technical skill and to show that you're very technical in what you're doing and you know what you're doing, but you really, really want to show that you are involved within other clubs or other organizations besides just, I have this certification, I have this certification, and I know how to do this. Because employers want to see a well-rounded portfolio, at least in my perspective. People are not going to want to get the guy who's the most technically savvy but can't communicate for the life of him or herself. They would rather have someone who's more wholesome in their whole approach about their communication skills and their technical skills. And are they able to work with people? Regardless of what career you're getting in, you're going to be working with people. And so companies, at least in my opinion, want to see things that you're involved in that show that, hey, you have some sort of social inclination or social skills. And finally, I just have my work history. I'm blurring out some of the things. I'm blurring out basically all of these things because I don't want to show anything that's to the public audience, but basically I have my 2 internships on here, and then I have my past job that I did when I was in high school. And again, once again, it's just about showing the different responsibilities that I had, and just saying, here's what I did on the summer of blank and the summer of blank and whatever. I just basically outline the responsibilities of what I did in each summer. If you're somebody who has, like, for instance, a golf course bag room employee, like, that's not pertaining to IT specifically. What you're gonna wanna show here, in my opinion, is something that's like, hey, provided friendly services to guests, whatever that is. Let's say you work at a movie theater or you work at a restaurant. Putting on something that's like, hey, I did this with people is always important. So I always advise that, maybe someone put that on there because, again, you want to show that you're good at your communication skills, and that's important. So that's what I did for my past job or my high school job or my high school years. And I suggest that you do the same and you put something like, hey, I work with customers, kind of thing. So that is it for my resume. It's pretty simple, and really it's not that complex. To me personally, a resume is all about the talking points within an interview. So that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully you've gotten some sort of wisdom out of this. If you have, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and have a good day.